Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email us Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions regarding this watch. Today we are discussing a landmark 2022 launch from Bethune. This watch right here, the DBK2V1 jumping GMT, is everything its name implies. An extraordinarily uncommon watch of extraordinary rarity. It has two different dials, floating lugs, and is protected by at least 6 different patents. So the watch is 43.3 millimeters in diameter with ergonomic floating lugs. They have a compressibility, so at their most compressed position, 49.4 millimeters. At their fully extended station, they are 52.8. The watch is 13.9 millimeters thick, so not quite as chunky as it looks. You're looking at the proportion. It's really not that thick. 26 millimeters is the spacing between the lugs. And then when I throw the watch on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, it fits quite nicely because of those floating lugs. They will match the arc and the span of your wrist. So I'd recommend this watch for a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference. You can see how the lugs are quite far inboard of the edge of my wrist, and it's really not that thick. It will fit easily under my sleeve here and just about every dress watch sleeve. It's made entirely of grade 5 titanium and on both sides sapphire. Those are all very light materials, so it feels feathery light and kind of a second skin type quality. Here we have a combination of small round scale alligator on the bottom, and then we have a medium scales on the top. So we've got gator on both sides. The idea here is that it lasts longer. It costs a few $100s more, but tell me a watch like this doesn't deserve the best. So you get a double alligator strap. Black semi-gloss, you can see it features a monotone stitch and a sheer cut edge that's been lacquered for refinement. You got that 26 millimeter strap width right there. Taking a look at the buckle at Bethune, buckles are designed roughly to match the series of watch, the model line, or at least the lug design. So here you can see these open, airy, buttress-like floating lugs, and then a buckle that is commensurately shaped. So taking a look on the underside, you can see satination and branding. On the top, high polish. My finding has been that unless we're talking about crazy things like tungsten carbide, sapphire, ceramic, hard metal, carburized steel, the standard metal and finish that is most resistant to marking is polished grade 5 titanium. That's been my experience in the watch industry over more than a decade, and 10,000 watches passed through my hands. So you're getting the good stuff. Grade 5 is lighter than steel and hypoallergenic like grade 2. Unlike grade 2, it's also harder than standard watchmaking 904L and 316 steels. These are spring-loaded floating lugs. That's patent protected. First debuted in 2008 on the DB26 perpetual calendar. Today, it's one of the signature design elements of Bethune. You can also see the little conical or ogival lug tip, the little bullet representing the lug design of the very first Bethune watch, the DB1 chronograph from 2002. And with the exception of some of the Dream watches and the early series DB20 models, these little lugs have been a constant on Bethune watches. Okay, primary dial. Guilloche, you can see a sort of vug or wave pattern at center, lathe cut, very traditionally made. Bethune makes case, movement, and dial, so you're getting a fully integrated product. Even though the company makes less than 400 watches a year, they have all of those watchmaking faculties in-house. We have a combination of primarily blue, but a little bit of red printing on this dial, which is very conventional. It is solid, it is 3 hands. It's not the avant-garde Bethune we often associate with the brand's house style. You can see that the deadbeat second lines up perfectly with each index, and that we have the seconds and the minutes radially calibrated so we can read them individually. We have fired hands at center, fired blue modified Breguet style hands with upright Arabic numerals. This is very conservative dial treatment. And when I pull the crown out halfway, you can see how I'm able to set the local time. This is my local time dial, or the time where I am now. Now, of course, you can see the deadbeat second system is distinctive not only because most Bethune watches don't have center running seconds, but because it also features hacking, which is an unconventional feature on Bethune watches, but a feature universal on their deadbeat models. Now, flipping it over, you see where that second time zone lies. So you might be asking, how do I read that second time zone? Well, this is part of the fun of wearing the watch. Of course, we have a rotating case, so you can wear either side up as the dial. But let's go to setting mode now. You see how I have this ring gear? It's driven down here. That's the drive point of the ring gear. And then I have this orbital minute. So I'm going to move the orbital minute up to 60. Okay, so now it's at 60, and you can see we have this little deltoid form that sits over the balance. You see how it's pointing to the blued index just before 12? This is 11 o'clock. That is 11 on the nose. That is how you read the system. So that is your second time zone. That is what makes this the jumping GMT. On the reverse side, we have a more traditionally avant-garde and extravagant Bethune dial. Now we're looking at a celebration of the movement. This is the Bethune DB2V1 manual wind twin barrels, 4 days of power reserve. It has a 1 hertz escapement, that is 1 beat, and then it has a 5 hertz, which is 10 beats per second, 36,000 vibrations per hour, like a Zenithal Primero. At center, you can see we have 2 superimposed locking levers with a total of 4 ruby pawls. They rock back and forth, and they unlock in sequence. One of them is driven and continuously tensioning the hairspring that sits between the coaxial wheels. And then you can see the locking and unlocking of this upper wheel is what directly drives through an extended pinion the deadbeat second on the other side. And taking a closer look at this, you could see both those wheels are 14 karat gold, which is a grade of gold that's hard enough to be used for mechanical purposes and allows this system to operate with virtually no lubricants to keep it clean, but also reduce the impact of aging lubricants on performance. So the gold is both beautiful, but also functional. If you look carefully, you can see a combination of media blast and beveling. And take a look at each one of these spokes on its interior face. Those are some of the smallest sharp interior angles you will ever encounter. Let me just hold this as still as I can for you so you can see those to better effect. But those interior angles are super sharp, and again, each spoke creates 2 of those interior angles at its edge. Each wheel has 4 spokes, and there are 2 wheels. Taking a look elsewhere, you can see that we have caps to the base plate and caps to the barrel bridge. Those are polished grade 5 titanium. You can see we also have this chevron style stepped edge to the deltoid barrel bridge that sits beneath. If you look very carefully, you can see that the barrels have been skeletonized and they're open, but this side features the ratchet wheel, and the ratchet wheel features micro beveled teeth. All of this is immensely complicated with 394 parts, and it all pivots on 58 joules. It is deeply impressive stuff, and as a manual wind watch, you want some safeguard against accidentally overwinding it, and so one of the mainsprings will slip, so no matter how much you wind it, you cannot accidentally crash through and damage it. You can see that the little deltoid index that indicates the hour has these 2 tiny ruby rollers that help to keep it on its track, and that inboard of that you have black polish. Black polish or poly noir, optically smooth, and the highest grade of surface finishing, and all of this is 30 meters water resistant. There is a lot to love in this watch, almost too much to keep track of. But then again, Bethune is famous for overkill. So if too much is just enough, reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.